Bang, bang. Man, it would have been cool if like a day or two ago, there was some guy on the internet, some dude with some braids, maybe looks like a douchebag, I don't know, that told us that Bitcoin was going to go down. That would have been awesome to know, right? Well, here we are. We set that trade up. It was Friday. I told you the exact level. Raise your hand if you made money. We set up like 7 trades that day. Probably Solana, Chainlink, XRP, Cardano, Bitcoin, probably a couple of others that I can't remember that people gave me to do technical analysis on. Raise your hand if you have made money this weekend. If you are here, you want the real deal Holyfield. You want the real levels. You want that actual analysis. You want somebody that's going to give it to you straight, right? You want those dirty, filthy levels. You want to make money. Well, that's what we do on this stream. We do that every single day. So if you are here from Twitter, which it seems like how many people we have in here? 40? 75% of you are here from Twitter. Scroll up, hit the follow button, baby. We do this every day. We're taking gains every single day. I'm setting up, multiple trades every single day for people. One thing I will say, on the last stream, there were people that commented what altcoins they want me to look at. Start commenting your altcoins now, because I will get to the ones that get commented and asked for first. And then by the end of the stream, I've got 56 minutes left. By the end of the stream, if I can't get to yours, there's nothing I can do about it. We can do it in the next one. But my point is that in the last stream, there's a bunch of people that commented super late asking for their altcoins to be, done a technical analysis on. And they did not get their altcoin technical analysis done because they asked too late and there were already too many requests. So file into the comments sections, drop down what you want me to look at. I will gladly look at it. We'll look at all the other trades that we set up 2 days ago. And let's just get into it. But if anybody remembers what we were talking about when Bitcoin was above $86,000, this was on Friday. I said Bitcoin is going down. And as soon as you cross outside of this one key level, you enter short. Here's your target, blah, blah, blah. We're already almost halfway to the target. It was like a 4.5x risk to reward ratio, right? So if you're here to get actual legitimate trades, to get legitimate analysis and not people selling you hopium, say, oh, crypto's gonna pump forever. It's always up and to the right, man. Then you're in the right place, because I can promise you, we make money on the way down and we make money on the way up. I'm going to give you the real deal, okay? So comment your altcoins in the sections below. Let's go ahead and let's get into it, man. I am the basket weaving, master's degree wielding, bowling league president, volunteer secretary of the badminton club, okay? 3-time All-American crocheting master that graduated from basketweaving.com, online accredited university with 3.93 GPA. You can go check it on LinkedIn, baby. Top of my class, summa cum laude. Who you know's got a resume like that? Who do you know that's got a resume like that that's a verified pro on verifiedinvesting.com? You don't know anybody unless you know DW. I'm Drew Wolfer. I'm your host of the Wolfer Power Hour. We're going to go ahead and get into exactly what it is that I am talking about. Now, first and foremost, let's do our super handy dandy transition. Right? Oh, look, there he is, the verified pro on verifiedinvesting.com. Do you know anybody else that's a verified pro that you watch on YouTube besides maybe this guy, Gareth Soloway, who's the guy that started it all? Probably not. It's just me. With that being said, let's get into the charts. Wouldn't it have been nice if somebody would have told you, hey, if we drop right here, if we come right outside of here and we see all this capitulation, this is where you enter for a short position to make money. Wouldn't that have been nice if there was some dude on the internet that was telling you that and has been like consistently telling you that and has an over 82% win rate in this community right here? Right here. Advanced Traders Insights. Go and check it. You'll see you got to pay for it. So you're not just going to get my 82% win rate for free. But wouldn't it be nice if you had a guy that had an 82% win rate on gold and an 81% plus win rate on gold, silver, and all of crypto combined inside of that community? Wouldn't it have been nice if you had that guy where you were following him and watched his streams where he set up all of those trades that make you money every single day? Well, the good news is that if you're not, you can scroll up, and it's not hard to do, to click the follow button on Twitter. And if you're here from YouTube, obviously like the video, make sure you subscribe. Boom, baby. Bang on the notification bell. Now, what we were talking about on Friday, let's just get straight into it. I basically said, look, if we're in a wedge, okay? We're in a wedge. The wedge is favoring downside. That's very clear. It's abundantly clear to see. So essentially, I said, look, if we break outside of the lower bound of this wedge, which if we continue to capitulate, we absolutely will, and we get a confirmation candle, then all you do is you enter on the back test of that, and then you short the crap out of this thing. And guess what you did? I'll show you. I'm going to walk you through the entire trade right now, okay? So here's what we called out. This is what we set up. We said, look, there is a wedge here. It is favoring downside because we are in a micro downtrend, okay, from the all-time high. So I said this is favoring at least 60% weighted to the downside. This is what I said on Friday. For the love of God, do not believe me. Go and watch my last stream that I did. It's the very one right under this one on Friday where I set this trade up. Do not let me lie to you. Go and please fact check me on this. Fact check everyone when they say stuff like this, okay? I said, look, you break outside of this, you get a confirmation candle, you enter on the retest of this and the subsequent rejection, and you short it, and you either target these lows right here, which you're already there, right? Or you target in between these two lows, right around here. And how did we get that target? We just measured right here. Boom, boom, right? It's pretty simple. So anyways, in any case, I'm going to walk you through this entire trade. Now that we knew that where our shorting position level was going to be, all we had to do was wait for the confirmation. So, you know, the weekends are incredibly low volume, not super volatile, whatever. We set our stop loss up here just above like the 200 moving average. Obviously, it was above the 50 once we actually finally entered, right? I'm going to take this short position off of here just really quick, and then we can, you know, bring it back here in just a second. But what happened, and this is where you get your confirmation, none of this is breaking below the line, right? This is where you got your confirmation of breaking below the line. Why? Okay? And I'll let Kanye say it because he can say it better than me.
You ain't got the answers, man.
And as R. Gilbert said, ye got the answers. Yes, he does have the answers. I do have the answers. This is your confirmation. These two red candles right here. Why? Because this is the candle that actually closed under the level that we were targeting potentially shorting, right? Now, you might be wondering, hey, Drew, this one did too. This one did too. But why did it not confirm like you're saying this one did? Well, this one did break under the level, as you can see, but then boom, it got sucked right back into the level. Green candle, went above it, right? Went right back into the level. This one closed under it. Same thing happened, right back into the level, raised up, right? So then this one broke under it, and then guess what? Another candle that came after it, which is your confirmation candle, right? Closed under the close of the candle that actually is the breakdown candle of that level. Now we have our confirmation. So what do? Nothing. You just sit there and patiently wait for your entry, and you enter whenever you retest this line. Boom. And then what do you do after that? You set your stop loss. It's that simple. And then, bam, we get our entry. We let it keep going. We let it keep going. The 50 has gone under the 100, which has then gone under the 200. You have a death cross. Bam. And once that starts to happen, you get your rejection on 1, 2, 3 different candles, and then boom, right? So now we have fallen down here. Can you take profits down here? Yep. And I've already taken 50% profit off of the table down here. Why? Because we came down here to these swing lows. Love it. That's where you take your profits, and then you move your stop loss to right above this 50 moving average, right? Pretty clear to see. This is where you would have entered. I'll show you. Boom. And now you are in a guaranteed profitable trade. Why? Because you're going to put your stop loss right here above this 50 moving average, which is actually under your entry. And if you take 50% of your profits right now, you're already guaranteed to be in a winning trade. Now, where could we be going from here? Well, that's where we let the Fibonacci start to tell the tale. And we're going to take this wedge pattern off of here because I think we're going to start taking out these lows, okay? And we were talking about this the other day. how we had a high, lower high and then a higher low, but then we had another lower high, and this could be coming down here to set a lower low and continue that downtrend all the way down to the proverbial thing that nobody wants to see, which is my big brown box called the dumpity dump zone, the Trumpity dump zone. Everybody was hoping that Trump was going to pump it with his crypto summit, but guess what? The honeymoon is over. No one cares until action is taken. No one cares until you actually start buying crypto. Put your money where your proverbial mouth is and actually buy the Cardano, the Solana, the XRP, the Bitcoin that you have been talking about putting into a strategic reserve for 8 months with zero intention on doing it thus far because you have spent $0 on it. We're saving all this money in all these other places, right? Why aren't we putting it into the crypto strategic reserve at $82,000? Huh? Makes no sense. It's almost like they're not going to do it and they're only pumping their own bags. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to put the money into the crypto reserve. Yeah. Hi, Trend. He's got this person has an emoji as their profile picture. I love it. Guamio. Yes. Please analyze Sui and what price to step in. We got Adrian Kit in the comments section. All right, drop your altcoins in the comments section. I'm going to show you where I think Bitcoin could be potentially going. As you can see, we've busted through the 0.786. That's over. This is done. All right, that's over. Then we are now hitting, again, the 0.786 on the swing low to the swing high. This, I mean, 60% of the time you come down into these ranges. I mean, this is like it's almost like set in stone that this stuff happens. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's an 80% probability, but you do have probably about a 60 to 65% probability if you backtest this to see from a major swing low to a major swing high that it's going to go to the 0.618, which is the golden pocket, and in between there, the 0.618 and the 786, right? So, I mean, this is very, very easy stuff to find out and see. Now, could you get a double bottom here and bounce? I mean, potentially, right? You could potentially get a double bottom here, but I don't see it happening. I think we're going to continue to trend downwards. Probably going to take out this low and come down here to the dumpity dump, come down here to fully fill the dumpity dump zone, and then start coming down to the 77 to 74K range, which is where we are going to shake out the rest of the market and probably start to get our pump, right? If we're going to get a pump. That is a big if, right? As we know, that bear fliggity that we were talking about, that bad boy played out perfectly right to our target. Bing, bang, boom. Bang, bang, bang. Dual wielding the guns. Holster them bad boys. Brought them back out. My bad. Did not mean to do that. But, you know, I mean, all the TA that we've been doing a lot of this.
I got some banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah.
We've been doing a lot of hell yeahs, man. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Basket weaving. I'm the weaving pro. I've been in the game for 25 years. Oh, basket weaving. How many end till the repeat, Drew? I don't know how many end till the repeat. I don't understand the question. Is that a basket weaving question or is that a TA question? Anyways, we know the bear fliggity played out. I was one of the only people talking about the diamond top. Look at this diamond top. Let's go to the 4 hour. Did that hit our target exactly? And it's almost going to hit our target a second time? Oh, man. Damn! That's what where's my media asset? Where's my media asset?
Damn! Daniel, back at it again with the white band.
Spicy, man! On basket weaving. On basket weaving. Oh, dude! We're the basket weaving legends. The basket weaving legends are here. Not only R. Gilbert, but also Travis Kelly, and then your boy, D-Dubs. I'm probably one of the most famous basket weavers in all of history. Well, that head and shoulders played out too, didn't it? Perfectly. We can delete that. We can also delete the 1 hour bear fliggity, right? We can also delete the diamond top and get that bad boy off of there. let's figure out where Bitcoin's going to be going, man. I mean, this is crazy, you know. This is crazy. We gotta pull a fib. We gotta pull a fib. I mean, as it sits right now, 88.7 is your top. 88.7 to about 90,500. You would regain the value area low here. But here's the issue that you're going to run into with thinking that we're going to be going long now. All of the moving averages are starting to move into a bearish formation. So that is going to hint at further downside. Now, the good news is that you do have a bottomed out RSI and you do have a bottomed out stochastic RSI, right? And if you look, you are seeing momentum is getting larger to the downside on Market Cipher, and money flow this is the red line on Market Cipher is coming out, right? So if you're looking for a bounce, this is probably about as high of a bounce as you're going to get, 87.5-ish, right? I don't think you're going to get back up here to the value area low right now or the 0.618 fib, because you got to go through a lot of resistances to get there, namely this swing low, namely this swing low, the 0.236, the 0.382, the 0.5 Fibonacci, and the 200, 100 moving average and the value area low, just to get to the 0.618. You've got a really, really uphill battle in order to get back up there. I still think we have further downside. I think our catch point, as I've been saying for months, I have been saying this for months. And if anybody wants to try and fact check me on that, please go back on my channel, go back into 2024, where I was talking about 80Ks in play and everybody's calling me crazy. Okay. How many times have we hit 80K lately? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. That's just in the past couple of weeks, right? And even further than that, I said, look, 73.6 is in play. That's our previous all-time high. That's potentially where we could be going before we get a nice bounce, because the market needs to take care of a lot of, you know, momentum problems, shake out all of the I got into crypto because I think I'm going to get rich fad people that basically made the market go parabolic for no reason over some Bitcoin spot ETFs that aren't actually bullish for the market, in my opinion, because no one is actually doing anything. When they're buying ETF shares, they're literally buying stock shares. They're not buying Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, anything like that. Let's see what Dexter's saying. Odd that 1 month Tether market cap is rising and stable. Where's the money going? It's odd, isn't it? It's odd. It's almost like cash is a position as it sits right now. Cash is always a position, guys. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean the money's going anywhere, right? When money flows out of a market, yeah, it goes somewhere, right? When this Bitcoin sell-off's coming out, yeah, of course, it's probably flowing into Tether, might be flowing into some altcoins. But let's in any case, let's look at some altcoins. I think 87.5 is a really good range to target here for a bounce and then a subsequent short. Okay. I don't think we're going higher than 87.5. You can take that to the bank and deposit it. That's just my opinion. Let's start looking at the altcoins that are on the thumbnail that everybody showed up to see. See if my trades played out. Oh, wow. That's crazy, Drew. You gave me 2 exact shorting opportunities that would have played out exactly, and I would almost be at my full take profit on that. If only I would have listened to you on Friday. How many other ones are we going to pull out gains on, right? We pulled out gains the other day on Cardano. Same exact thing I was talking about on Bitcoin. Once we dump out here, you've got a cup and handle pattern, right? You enter a short here, boom. Whenever you come up here, you test this, you break off of it, right? And then you come down onto this line, right? Give me 1 second. Let me pull all this stuff off. So again, you come up here, you retest this line, you get a rejection, and then that's when you start shorting. You put your stop loss above the previous swing highs up here or above these moving averages, wherever they are. So say you enter here, right? Say you enter here. This is your trade, right? You put your stop loss above the 50 moving average, which is right here. You can, if you really want to be like super, like I want to make sure I'm in this trade no matter what, put it above the 200 and the 100 as well. And it still gives you what, a 3x risk to reward on this. And you just ride this channel down, right? You just ride this channel down. That's Cardano in a nutshell. I think Cardano's got further downside all the way down to about here, right? Which is why we have our take profits down here in this level, right? And I'll show you what level I'm talking about. That's it. Those are your levels on Cardano right there. That's it. So again, this is like a downward wedge, right? And once you get down here, this is definitely where you want to start taking profit, right? Because this could be where you enter long, all right? And so whenever you see this type of stuff happening, and then you break above this and you back test this line right here, boom, that's where you're entering a long position. And guess where you're putting your stop loss? Right here. Guess where you're putting your take profit? At the previous swing highs. 3-to-1 risk to reward on that. Once you get above that, guess what? Now you're targeting this, right? For a 4.5x risk to reward. That's where Cardano could potentially bounce, right? And you can have two entries here. You have your first entry here, you have your second entry here. You set your stop loss here, or you can even be a little bit more, lenient on it and set it even further out here, right? Boom, done. Bang, bang. That is Cardano in a nutshell, baby. That is literally Cardano in a nutshell. And had you listened to me on this trade 2 days ago, you'd already be in the money and you'd be setting up a nice long trade, come out here in a couple of days, most likely, right? And worst case scenario, you get stopped out of this trade. It's a very minimal loss because you take a fat gain on this one, offsets. Offsets. Let's look at another one. Let's see what happened with our Solana positions that we set up. Bang! What's that? 3 for 3 already? What's that? 3 for 3? We just started the stream? That's crazy, man. So yeah, here we are. We're here on Solana. Okay. You've almost got your opportunity, right? You got your opportunity to enter your short, right? Obviously, your short was at a 3x risk to reward, right? You're already in profit. You can take this off of the table if you want, or you can continue to ride it down here. Why are you going to continue to ride it down here? Well, because I'll show you. Look how far back you have to scroll on Solana to find these levels. How, Sway? How did you know that's where we should set the trade up at, Drew? Boom. Easy peasy, lemon friggin' squeezy, right? So, I mean, this is your entry for a potential long position on Solana. Now, I'm not saying that you guaranteed to enter long here. I'm saying you have to watch the charts. You have to see what's going on. What's RSI doing? Is RSI like super oversold? Yeah, it is right now. Are the stochastics super oversold? Are we getting signal line crossovers? Bang, bang, right? Is money flow starting to, curl up and turn into the green? Bang, bang, easy peasy. But as soon as you go under this and then you hit under this line right here, whoops, and you hit under this line and you bearishly backtest it, that's where you want to stop out of your short position, right? Or stop out of your long position, start entering short. Why? Because we have a head and shoulders pattern right here. It's very simple. It's very easy to see, right? So that's it. That's that. And here's your two supports for that. These are your two entry levels for a long position. I wouldn't enter even here for a long position unless it's over here, right? I would enter here for a potential long. I would stop out here. And then if you get stopped out here, you're entering short to target massive levels down here, probably in the $86 range on Solana. That's where you'd want to be going super longity long for some big gains on spot bags and spot positions. Man, if you appreciate the fact that we're already 3 for 3 on our trades in this stream, scroll up and hit the follow button. That's all I ever ask of people to do. Just hit the follow button, help support the streams, give me a reason to be here. I love doing this for you guys. I really do. I mean, this is like a passion of mine. And I think it's incredibly powerful if you know how to do these things. And I love teaching people how to do it. I just want to know that you guys appreciate it and support it. So if you could hit the follow button, throw me a like, I don't know, drop something in the comment section, help these streams go, a little bit more viral. Like none of my streams have ever gone viral. We got 100 people on the stream. But I mean, there's other people out here that are giving you losing trades that got 2,000 people on their streams. Let's get all those people over here to the winning team, right? Help me do it. Help me, Tom Cruise. All right, let's see what we got on XRP. Because I know we called out a trade on XRP too. Yeah, so, okay. This is our one stop out. Actually, no, we never actually stopped out of this. We never would have gotten an entry. Huh. Okay, so you took your profitable short position. And I said, look, if you get above the point of control here and you get a bounce, that's where you enter long. If not, you would then obviously want to enter a short position. We never got our long entry, so no, we never lost on this. That's good. You could have entered a short here and made a bunch of money. I don't think that I per se told anybody to do that because judging by my chart, it doesn't look like we had that position set up. But I know that we were 100% talking about this is the line in the sand, this point of control. We lost it, right? Obviously, we took a nice trade and took some profits on that. But we came up rejected from it, and that's your pretty clear indication. Whenever you come up and reject from that, let's get all this chicken scratch off of here. When you come up here and reject from this point of control and then immediately lose the 200 moving average all over again, this is where you short. I mean, that's just textbook, you know, TA, easy peasy, like super easy trades to take, right? And as you can see, whenever you lose the value area high, where do you usually come? To the point of control. You try to retest it again, you lose the point of control, you come down to the value area low. So essentially all you would have done was, you know, once you lost that position, you would have set your stop losses above this, right? And then you would just target the point of control or the value area low, 3.5x risk to reward ratio. It's a pretty good little trade. In my opinion, where do we see XRP being able to bounce to? Well, the value area high, or not, sorry, the point of control right here at the 0.618 fib, which is about $2.42. Do you want to take the chance on that? I mean, if you just took a profitable short position and you're ready to risk it for the biscuit, I would go ahead and take it long here, right? But understanding also that your long could totally get screwed because Bitcoin continues to go down to the proverbial 74 to 77K level that we've been talking about since 2024, right? So just be cautious. If you take a long here, be cautious with any longs here. That goes for the Cardanos, the Solanas, because if you go below these levels and Bitcoin keeps going down, like you need to be in shorts on all of these, right? And the way that you short is you go in and you get a margin account on an exchange like BitGet or Blofin or whatever it is. You just get approved for margin and then you sell the asset instead of buying it. You go to either the futures, perpetuals contracts, or you just go to the margin side. Boom, you can start shorting, right? It's very simple. Shorting is very easy to do, okay? What's hard to do is making money. But that's why you're watching the DW channel, because we considerably give you like all of these different trades where you can kill it on. And even the trades that don't go our way, we never really ever get into them, right? Like we never would have gotten our criteria, our fill on this trade, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, let's check it out. All right, now let's go to Link and let's see how that trade would have played out on Chainlink. What's that, 4 for 4? Is that 4 for 4 on Chainlink? Woo! All right. We basically said, again, fact check me on this. We did this Friday. I said, look, you fall out from here. You reject from the 200 or the 100 moving average, which is exactly what we did right here. You fall out from here. You come up. You bearishly backtest the 100 moving average. You reject from it. That's where you enter your short position. And here's the key level that you are targeting. Bang, bang, bang. 4 for 4. If you are not watching this channel, what in the absolute F are you doing? It's this simple. It really is this simple. Listen to D-Dubs, make money, make your own decisions, obviously. I gave you 2 scenarios. Either you come up here, you bust out of this, you backtest this, boom, you go long, you never even came close to it. Or you break down from here. You bearishly backtest either the bottom end of this channel or the 100 moving average, you enter short, bang. Big profits, baby. We've come within probably 13 cents of our profit target, 50 cents of our profit target. I would take all this off the table right now as a win. Where could you be potentially going from here? Well, this could be a triple bottom. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This could be a potential triple bottom. This could be a long scenario because now you see RSI massively oversold in 14, and you see the stochastic RSI again massively oversold. Can we catch a bounce here? Absolutely, we could. And that bounce would probably be to about this level right here. $16.17. That's what we're looking at. There's no margin account. There's no margin ones that accept U.S. customers, bro. The U.S. doesn't. If you know one, let me know, bro. You let me know, because the only place that you can trade on margin, on 100x leverage, 50x leverage, 10x leverage, with futures and perpetuals, ain't none of them U.S. exchanges. You can't do that on Kraken unless you got like $1 million to trade, which I don't. Can't do it on Coinbase. Can't do it on whatever it's called, Gemini. None of them, man. Can't do it anywhere around here. So I go to the places that will accept my Palau residence ID from RNS ID, and that's why I do it. So yeah, otherwise, you know, I wouldn't get to make any money off of this stuff, right? So anyways, here's the case for, you know, Chainlink. Do we go long here? No, I don't know. I don't necessarily know, because as soon as you come under this level, this is where you're shorting again, right? Because you're breaking market structure. So that's where, if we come under this level, right around here, say we come from here, we come here, boom, that's where you short again, right? And you start targeting some serious downside, right? That's that. And we got to scroll hella far back, I would assume. Yep. And here's your lows right here on Chainlink. This is where you would be targeting, right there, and probably right here. That would be a pretty darn good short position if you rode it all the way down to here. So yeah, that's what I would be looking for on Chainlink. Let's look at SUI. We got a request for some SUI. Look at that trade. What's that? 5 for 5, man? 5 for 5, dude. Bang. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to be on the winning team? Do you want to follow a person that consistently gives you good trades? Or do you want to follow some dumbass that sells you a bunch of hype BS? And I do this for free. That's the difference too. You show up to my streams and you get free games, right? I don't know. Do you want to go 5 for 5 or do you want to go 0 for 5 on these other channels? Do whatever you want to do. Hit the follow button, hit subscribe. Boom, baby. Bang on the notification bell. This is very simple stuff, dude. This is very, very simple stuff. You entered at the 0.618. You shorted it down to here. I told you, look, if you come back down here, you know, for the full retracement, you can take your profits here if you want to, or at least take 50% off the table. Drop your stop loss right down here, right? Or just in profit above the 200 moving average. You have a guaranteed winning trade. Bang. Or you can bring it all the way down to this very, very well-respected downward sloping trend channel. And as you can see, you could be going down there. Now, secondarily, what you could be doing here is, again, and this is going to be dependent upon Big Daddy Bitcoin, right? Because Big Daddy Bitcoin is going to be the one that basically gives all these altcoins their directions, right? It is the conductor of the symphony. So you could come back up here to the 0.5, in my opinion, right? So let's take this off of the screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You could come right back up here to the 0.5 at about $2.75. So could you catch a bounce here? Absolutely. RSI, super oversold. Stochastic RSI, super oversold, leaving oversold territory. And then you've got your green dots printing on your market cipher B. But obviously you have the momentum, which is getting larger to the downside. And you also have money flow getting larger to the downside, right? So I think there's still more downside here. But could you get a bounce up to here and then a rejection? Absolutely. Say Bitcoin goes up to the 87.5 range that we think it could. Boom, that's where I would be shorting literally everything, and I would be trying to ride it down to the $77,000 to $74,000 range. That's what I would be doing on SUI right now if I were you. Take a small chance at a long position, and again, you can do this on all of the altcoins right now. Maybe not all of the altcoins, but all the altcoins that we've just looked at. If you took those short positions that I gave you, 5 for 5, boom, and you're 5 for 5, dude, take your shot, okay? Take your shot at these like micro lows and set up this. And this isn't just SUI by itself, right? This is this goes for Cardano, Solana, XRP, whatever. if you're at one of these like really, really key lows, right? Set your stop loss super tight, man. 4.5 or almost 4.5 risk to reward ratio on this, right? To take it up just to the 0.382 on a bounce, right? Take it up to the 0.5 where we want to short. Boom, you've got a 5.5x risk to reward on this. Don't risk a bunch for this because you know if you break these levels, then guess what? As soon as you're just taking your shot here, playing probabilities that we get a bounce due to, you know, the oversold nature of all of this, right? And then boom, you're taking your shot. And if it comes down here and you get stopped out, you bearishly backtest it and fall, then guess what? You just enter a short position. That's it. That's it. It's very simple. The ways that I encourage people to trade are very simple. You keep it very simple and consistent, man. Like, and as you can see, over the past few months of streaming, you can see how much, like, dude, our win rate is ridiculous. It is redonkulous. We stay winning on this channel. And not because we're like, oh, do this SMT inverse fair value gap, friggin' bozo bing bang clown face, candlestick pattern, 7 different things, go to the 4-hour time frame and then go to the 15-minute and find an inverse fair value gap that the liquidity's been rated on, and I'm an ICT trader. We don't do any of that. We do real trading. We don't go back on charts and say like, oh, you could have done this and that. No, we show you live how to take the trades. We don't say, look for a smart money technique divergence. I mean, we can, like, you can do that. I get it. Like, you know, like, but you do that on like gold, right? And then look for a fair value gap that's been rated, and then they rated the liquidity from it. And then you target the next set of liquidity when it reverses. And then we look for the inverse fair value gap that rated the first fair value gap, and then we enter on the back test of that and target the liquidity. Huh? I'm sorry, what? What did you just say? If you hear people talking like that, don't watch them. They're idiots. They want to sell you a course. They have a rented Lambo that they drive around with 6 of their other friends, that they have some paid Discord server, some course that they're selling, and they all share the rent on, you know, some, you know, Miami apartment and their, you know, Lamborghini Urus that they rent, and they all pay $400 a month, and then they share it, and each person gets it for 1 week out of the month. And they all have a rented Audemars PJ watch too. I don't even have a watch, man, because like real traders don't care about that stuff, dude. Like, they just want to provide for their families, man. They just want to live life on their own terms. So if people start talking about stuff like that, I wouldn't listen to them. In any case, bang, bang. That's what the dealio is on Sui. Does anybody have anything else they want me to look at? I saw what Dexter said. He wants me to look at the SPX. Dude, we took out all of those gaps, dog. Damn. Woo. Look at that. I mean, I was talking about this a long time ago, like all these bearish divergences, bro. It was terrible, dude. We were reaching all-time highs, like double topping. It was insanity, man. We took out all the gaps, dude. I mean, this is textbook just retracement city all the way back down to these prior lows. Look at that. I mean, that's insanity, dude. You retraced exactly back to the previous all-time high before you got your big parabolic Trump run whenever he started running for president, talking all that shit. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this a long time ago too. Let's go to the S&P futures. Pretty sure we got a chart on this. Yeah. I mean, this thing just doesn't look awesome, you know, like the S&P. And the more that it gets ripped down by the likes of like Nvidia and Tesla and stuff like that, the worse it's going to get for this. Let's go to the 4-hour chart though. Yeah, I mean, dude, you're looking all the way down here, right? This is where you're looking at, right here. Pretty much right there. And essentially right here, I would say. Can you go further than that? Maybe. But I mean, I doubt you're going to really go under 5,000 on the S&P right now. I mean, that's like, don't get me wrong, like that's almost a 20%, you know, decline. But let's call it what it is, man. This is your all-time high on a parabolic run up from literally $4,100 up to $5,300, right? That's 30% gain, right? So let's retrace it, man. You know, this is very simple stuff. Yeah, we hit the 0.382. I mean, $5,400, which coincides with this level, you know? Can you come back up here to $5,900? Could you expect a bounce here? I mean, maybe. Let's look at what the RSI is telling us, but I would say there's, in my opinion, there's further downside for the S&P, man. Like you've got more Bank of America analysts in the world reporting that stagflation is going to happen, right? Stagflation, if you know what stagflation is, it means a period of inflated, you know, currencies and things of that sort, but, you know, stagnant economic growth in terms of like GDP and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm favoring a bounce here. I mean, I think I would be, if I'm favoring a bounce, I mean, look at where we're already at over the 50 line, right? On the stochastics, we're coming up on the 50 line. We're already above 40 on this. I mean, you are trending upwards, setting higher lows whenever you're setting lower lows. I mean, that's basically a hidden bullish divergence. Where could we bounce to from here? $5,900, man. $5,900. So if you take out the 0.382, 5,700, I mean, I would be entering potentially a long position here. And this is a scalp, right? But as soon as you take this out, I'm out of the position, right? As soon as you take this out, I'm not going to be in that position. I don't even really like this position that well. It's a 3x risk to reward, but I mean, that's what I'm looking at. And then if you take that out and you have to start flipping to the short side, this is where you take it, right? Three x risk to reward on that. Boom, bang, bang. That's the S&P, you know, in a nutshell. Yeah, dude, I appreciate you, man. You've been watching me for about 3 months. I mean, and I can verify this. This person actually has been here for like, you know, ever since I started the streams. And yeah, man, I mean, we try to call it out as best as we can. Let's check out Sonic. This is a big wolfer position too, by the way. Like, we want to see Sonic do well. I don't know if we have a Sonic chart yet. Yeah, I think we have an FTM chart. Let's just see if they have Sonic. We'll check out the Bybit chart. Damn, man. Come on, Sonic. There's no way that this... There's no way that this is correct. There's no way that this is correct. Yeah, 45 cents. It's at 45 cents right now. This is not it. This is the wrong Sonic. Oh yeah, that's a way wrong Sonic. I was gonna say, there's no way that it dropped that fast, man. There it is. There's only like one chart on this. And it's on Bitfinex. Yeah, I mean, RSI starting to bottom out here. It's not even bottomed out yet. I mean, Sonic's got downside, in my opinion. Stochastics aren't bottomed out yet. They are setting higher lows. That's the good news. Let's see. Let's pull this fib. There's not a lot of volume on this. I don't like this chart. mean, we can do it on OKX. They probably have decent yeah. No, I mean, they don't really have that great a volume either. Look at all these gaps. What the hell? I'm going to be honest with you, man. This one's going to be hard to do a little bit of TA on, but in any case, we'll do it. Because, like, it's just, there's such low volume here. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, 78 cents is about where I would see Sonic going. Right up here. Are we maxed down? Yeah. Okay, so we are starting to bottom out on the RSI. This one makes a lot more sense. OKX has a lot more volume. Yeah, I mean, this is where I would be playing a bounce here, to be honest with you. But again, you know, you gotta set your stop super tight on this. Okay, like you cannot mess around on this. I'll be targeting these previous swing highs, right, or you know, right around here, and then I would be setting my stop loss like so tight that it doesn't make any sense, right? Because you once you get below here, this is where you know you need to be shorting, right? And here's your level. That's essentially it, right? That's kind of your bottoming out point on Sonic is about 38 cents. I mean, could you come down here all the way to this wick low at 31 cents? Yeah, maybe, but is it highly probable? Not really, not unless Bitcoin loses the $74,000 range, I think. You know, I mean, this would be a 30% decline all the way down here. This would be a 30% decline on Sonic. So Bitcoin would essentially have to lose about 15% for Sonic to go down 30%, right? We'll see what happens. But I would say the 50 moving average is starting to curl down. It just crossed under the 200. Was that front run right here? Absolutely it was. That's why you see this massive, massive drop here. I would be targeting, yeah, somewhere in this 0.236 and then seeing what the chart tells you once you get there, right? So that's Sonic in a nutshell for all you squirrels that are trying to, you know, figure out what the heck's going on with it. And then let's go back to Bitcoin. And then I want to look at ETH really quick. I just want to see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, 82,000, man. Like, yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean, Bitcoin is probably going to continue going down, right? Now, I'm not saying that you cannot catch a bounce here, okay? I'm not saying that at all. Even on the 1 hour chart, it's trying to bounce right now. But look at what's happened. Look how far the RSI has already moved, right? 17 all the way up to 24, right? Look how far the stochastic has already moved from 0 up to 15, right? And look how far the price has moved. It's done nothing. There's no strength here. There's no upward momentum. I don't think there's any longs that people should be taking right now, which is why I gave you the disclaimers where I said, if you're going to take a long, you better set that stop so friggin' tight that you can't even put a piece of paper in between it, right? Because I think Bitcoin's probably going to fall out here, you know, like this week potentially, especially if it takes out this low right here at 81.5. And then it's coming, that's most likely scenarios coming down to 78, right? And then from there, it goes to 77 to the 74K range, which we've been talking about for quite a while. Caffeinated Crypto said, hey, give me my espresso. I'm here for everything that we're talking about, right? Let's look at ETH really quick before we sign off of here. I mean, let's be real, you know, the market's doing what the market's doing. Look at that nice little long trade that I gave everybody, though. And honestly, like, you know, I say this all the time. If you don't get out when the market reverses, like right here where you can see RSI was super overbought and the stochastic was overbought and you were printing a red dot on Market Cipher, you're an idiot. If you tried to hold that all the way up to here, if you tried to hold that trade all the way up to friggin' all-time highs, you're an absolutely insane person. And you should have just gotten out here. So that was a good trade. We can get that off of there. But let's see where we could be potentially going on ETH. Because ETH is the barometer for the altcoins, essentially, right? I mean, this was almost a full friggin' retrace, man. This was exactly a full retrace. The market's indecisive right now. It wants you to think, and this is why I think that we're going down, okay? Because it's making everybody, if you go and look at all the altcoins, right, and you even look at Bitcoin, it's making everybody think like, oh, we're double bottoming on everything and triple bottoming, like this is the time to buy. And usually when that's the case, it's not what is about to happen. It's usually going to do the exact opposite, which is dump out, right? I mean, this would be a risky long, in my opinion. This is a risky long. I think you have less risk by continuing to short. Honestly, I mean, you could get a bounce here, but where are you going to bounce to? $2,100? Is that worth it? You're at $2,044 and you're going to ride it up to $2,122? Hell no. I would rather try this. Like, are you gonna bounce? Are you gonna do this? That's like your best case scenario, right? You got a 2.5x risk to reward ratio on this. Or are you gonna like do something like this? And you have a way further out stop loss than you need, right? Because if you're entering a short here, you don't need it to be there. You can put it right here. And you've got double the risk to reward on this. Bigger payout to the downside, in my opinion. I think there's more money to be made going down right now than there is going up. At least until we can catch at the 74K range for Bitcoin. That's just what I'm seeing right now. People can be mad about it. People can, you know, do whatever they want to do, yell at me, get mad. But, you know, we've called this thing out for months and months and months, and we've been right almost every single time. You run around looking like friggin' Ricky Bobby if you want.
Mr. Bobby, come on down here. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jewish God. Help me, Allah. Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Call the devs, man. I don't think that we're bottoming out here. I don't see this as being like a coil that bounces us. And if it does bounce us, like I said, like 87.5, man. 87.5. Here's my bias. There's no trade right here. If you're going to trade here, there's a long opportunity to take it up to 87.5. But your stop loss is right here. 81,200, right? Your stop loss is super tight, right? And if as soon as you go under this, that's where you immediately exit your long and get into a short position. Now, say that you do get the long here, or you don't get the long here. Maybe you don't take the trade, right? And you're just like, I'm going to wait and see. And you hit 87.5, you definitely short there. That's my bias on it, man. I hope that's helpful to people. Let me know. I will give you guys some free resources. If you want them, I will give you all my little thingies that I do. Like, well, let me see if I got them. I've got them somewhere on here. Yeah, they're right there. So like this stuff right here, where I show you like all the charting patterns, like, you know, you can go listen to your ICT traders and all those idiots if you want to, or you can talk to somebody that actually has a documented 82% win rate. Has some of the premier platforms in the world putting their name behind them, saying that this guy is a pro trader and he actually knows what he's talking about. Somebody that actually shows up, you know, prepared, makes people money, and gives you good trades. Or, you know, you can go and listen to the ICT traders of the world, you know, posting you 60-second Instagram reels and losing you money, trying to get you into their paid Discord server to lose you more money. So with that being said, if you want to see these free resources, things like that, and things like my, you know, my candlestick quick reference guide, like this is stuff that I use literally every single day. Helps me pick out my candlesticks, helps me understand what's going on in the market, charting patterns, things of that sort. It's very easy. You don't have to, like, you just go to your quick reference guide and check everything out. If you want that, drop me something in the comment section that says, hey, yeah, Drew, I would appreciate that. And then I will put a page up on my drewwolfer.com website. That way people can download it. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a good rest of your weekend. We will see how all this plays out going into the week, but I think we've got downside. So with that being said, I will put my neck out on the line and say those things just like I said it on Friday, that we had downside, and I set up like 7 profitable trades for you on Friday. Maybe it was only 5, but we went 5 for 5, baby. So with that being said, I will see you all soon. I appreciate you. Peace.